the water. Come to the water. Come to the water. We at the water. We at the water. Get your life moving right with your family in Christ today. It's what you've been praying for today. It's what you've been waiting for. We get them RESULTS. We get them RESULTS.
We need you at the water. We want you at the water. Know that we love you at the water.
Get your life moving right with your family in Christ today.
We need you at the water. We want you at the water. Know that we love you at the water.
We get them RESULTS. This is the water. This is the water. Come to the water. Come to the water. We at the water. We at the water.
Hey, it's time for the water break. What's up, good people? Jesus says in John 7, if you believe in me according to the scriptures, then out of your heart will flow rivers of living water, which lands you right smack dab inside the water break with me, yours truly, Pastor J. And it's my objective for the next few minutes to make sure that you're spiritually hydrated. Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, YouTube land, and Periscope Twitter. Let's see what the Lord is serving up on today. What if I told you that the scripture, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me, doesn't always mean you're going to win? Yeah. Philippians 4:13. What if I told you that the scripture, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me, doesn't always mean you're going to win? Oh, Pastor J, you're going to have to walk me through this because I don't know what you're talking about. You on some crazy new doctrine stuff. Just flow with me. Watch it. We must make sure, as men and women of God, that we are rightfully dividing the word of truth. Many times we use these scriptures in context that don't necessarily mean or take on the full scope of the scripture. So it's my job to make sure you divide it rightfully, and the truth will make us free. Watch this. I can do all things through Christ. Doesn't always mean you're going to win. What it does mean is you'll always get through things with Christ. Look at it like that. What I can do all things through Christ doesn't always mean you'll win, but what it does mean is that you'll always get through all things with Christ. Even if it sometimes means defeat. Even if it sometimes means not coming in first place, not being the first one picked, not getting the job, not getting the money. Even if it means not being the one everybody likes. Even if it means not being the one everybody tells the truth about. I've been there. Let's look at it like this. Christ came here for the recompense of our sin. He came here to pay the debt that we owe, right? And part of the assignment was that he was going to suffer. He had to suffer. And if we believe on him, if we align ourselves with him, if we are adopted into his family and a part of him, then guess what? We're going to suffer too. Because the Bible says we went down with him, but yet we got up with him. Let's go to Luke. I'm trying to hurry through it so I don't keep you too long from your break. Luke 21. I'll paraphrase it for you, but read it when you get a chance and it'll show you what I'm talking about here. Luke 21, Jesus is speaking to the disciples and he says, starting at verse 11, he says, earthquakes are going to come and people are going to be afraid. Famine will hit the land and people are going to be hungry. People will become sick. 2020. People will become sick and pestilence will hit the land, or pandemics of COVID-19 will hit the land. In verse 12, he says, they're going to put their hands on you. Yeah. They're going to lay their hands on you. They're going to persecute you and throw you under the bus, bring you before the judges. Verses 13 through 15, he says, but this is going to be your opportunity to testify. This is going to be your opportunity to talk about me, not because you're winning, but because you're going through. Y'all see how this works? Jesus says your opportunity to testify and talk about me is going to be when you're at your lowest point. Oh, goodness. Your test is going to bring about the opportunity to testify. Verse 16 says, you're going to be delivered or betrayed by people. you thought that loved you. You're going to be handed over. You're going to be thrown under the bus. You're going to be betrayed by folk you thought you could trust, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your friends. And some of you, Jesus says, are even going to have to die. Verse 17, you'll be hated because you're aligned with me. You're going to go through all of this stuff because you're aligned with me. So I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me doesn't always mean winning. It means that I can get through it with Christ, whatever the season or the circumstance. This is why Paul reminds us in 1 Thessalonians 5, he says, rejoice and be thankful in all situations because you're going to get through. You got the best benefactor on your team. Philippians 4:12, the verse before I can do all things, Paul says, I know how to be low and I know how to be high. I know how to be in the valley. I know how to be in the mountaintop. And in every circumstance, I've learned the secret of facing plenty and the secret of facing hunger. I've learned how to live in surplus and overflow, and I've also learned how to live in drought in the time of need. Whatever be the case, I can get through all those things through Christ who strengthens me. Remember, Abel was hunted by his brother, Cain. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers. Abraham was asked to give his son back to God. The Israelites had to pass through the wilderness to get to milk and honey. Hannah had to go through agony with Peninnah. Hagar was brought into the family to help make the family, then kicked out of the family. Y'all know the story. Daniel in the lion's den, the Hebrew boys in the fire, Jonah in the well, right? The blind man had no sight for 40 years. Even Pastor Mel and I, we're not exempt. We've gone through and had many situations come up in our lives where we didn't necessarily feel like we came out winning that particular round, winning that particular fight. But look at us. We're still here. We can live to serve another day. Hard pressed, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not despaired. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Struck down, but not destroyed. So I can do all things not only speaks to winning, but it also speaks to getting through the loss. That's the water break.